Hello brothers, finally received in the mail too, I know, tell uncle mailed over, I know, anyway, received a Ayaneo Pocket ACE, let's play today, to see this one main retro Android handheld in the end cannot hit. First of all, let's take a look at it in the retro platform of the screen performance and power consumption. This piece of 4.5-inch 3x21080p LCD screen. It is in the retro game screen performance is very stunning and delicate. AIA for the screen tuning is also very good. Based on 1080p resolution. It can be 6x point-to-point GBA, 7x point-to-point GBC, home machine 240p 480p game. It also has a very good playing effect. GBA's game screen ratio is 3:2. On this screen, if we display the full screen in the same ratio, because its PPI is 433, the screen still looks very comfortable. Large filtering, with various shaders. It's still very playable. If you are a peer-to-peer enthusiast, can also be scaled at full speed. Turn on 6x point-to-point. There will be an extra black border around the screen, but the image is still very detailed and clear. Here's a couple of renderings. Hey, you didn't see that coming, did you? Dragon Ball Adventure awaits. On the old home console platform. On the old home console platform. The screen is about 4.2 inches. The black edges don't look out of place to me. It can also be played with masks and filters. There is also an exclusive Pegasus configuration pack for this machine. Here's what it looks like with the CRT shader. Some older games are clearer with the CRT shader. Without it, it's quite a mosaic. PSP games. 16:9 game screen. The display area on this screen is 4.3 inches. The game screen is still a very high percentage of the screen. Ether Simulator God of War 2 opening. At 2.5x resolution. The machine is on balanced mode. It's stabilized at 60 frames per second. The power consumption of the whole machine is around 7W. The battery life is about 4 hours. The vibration of the motor is still relatively delicate. Let's feel it. Other less powerful PS2 games. In the balanced mode, there is no stress. Power consumption is around 5W. You can even turn on a higher resolution, though it exceeds the resolution of the screen itself. But it still reduces the jaggedness. Makes the screen look sharper. In a 4:3 game, we stretched it to full screen and it looks fine. Vendetta and the Colossus on the PS2. I tried doubling the resolution in equalize mode, but the frame rate and power consumption are not stable. It's probably a scheduling issue with the emulator. I've tried turning up the 11 cycle rate to 75%. This effectively solved some of the smoothness issues. The game Vendetta and Colossus. It's got a frame rate of 20 or so on the original. It can play some of the games ported over to Android. VU emulators CMU for Android. It can play a lot of games now. But Breath of the Wilderness doesn't run too well. What you may be more concerned about is the extreme performance of this machine. I've learned a little bit about the Win8er emulator. Tomb Raider 9, an early 3A game. It's running pretty well in the beginning. Here, I've got it on full power, with the fan at full speed. Under high load. The fan is a bit noisy. You can listen to it. To make it more difficult, I also tested the Hong Kong version of Give Him Love and the American version of Give Him Love. In some scenarios that are not too complicated, With good loading. It's still floating around 30 frames per second. I'm running 720p. The machine's CPU and GPU. At this point, it's over 80 degrees. Power consumption is also over 10 W. A modern 3A. It can also run. But there's a difference between being able to run and being able to play. There's still a difference. Even the latest flagship phone chips. It's still difficult. The Venator emulator has a lot of room for maneuver. It's still a bit of a toss-up. If you're running a large 3A under high load, I'd estimate the battery life to be a little over an hour. And then I've been messing around with the PS3 emulator. This emulator is not mature enough. There are not many games that can be played. And the ones that are playable are just a few minor ones. This emulator needs to be optimized. God of War 3? It's awkward to play. Enemies for life. Enemies for life. It's back in the Jailer simulator. Let's see how well it learns. Jailbird emulator is much more mature than Venator and PS3 emulator. It's a lot more mature than Venator and PS3 emulators. Old Rogues Hallelujah. The blue protagonist can run around 30 floors or so. I tested some other games separately. In terms of compatibility, G3X into 2 can still test down. It's the same CPU as other cell phones in the same class. But I still hope that we do not learn. More exercise, less snacking, more sleep. It's not good to be addicted to studying. Android mobile gained this door. I really have not much contact with. Let's take the more famous original God. Let's show you the 3:2 screen view situation and frame rate. Now many popular handheld games support joystick. And the recent hot smoke cloud 16 liters. Turn on the ultimate picture quality. Maximum frame rate. Around the newbie village is about 45 frames per second. I personally like this screen. A lot of game graphics are very detailed. There is no light leakage even after turning off the light. I've shown you a lot of game images earlier. It's 3:2 compatible with 4:3, 16:9. The black border is not too big. It doesn't distort too much after stretching the full screen. 4.5 is a good size for retro handhelds. Maybe for dual-screen gaming. It doesn't take very good care of the display. For example, 3DS NTS. NTS is actually played vertically. There are some touch games. Loser play area is quite large. The top and bottom screens are also one-to-one display. It can also be operated. But it's more like playing with a cell phone. The 3DS screen is a little tight. Well, that's it. In terms